The client is part of a group which turns over 12 billion a year. They're the leaders in access and intelligent security systems around the world, dealing in over 70 countries. So we've got a good scope with a new client. This is a new client for us. And that's our key goal, is to increase new customers coming on board in key sectors to expand our group.
Hello, you're watching Proactive. I'm joined by Light Science Technologies CEO Simon Deacon. Simon, good to speak with you. How much additional revenue could the new surface mount technology line capacity support? And do you expect this capacity to be filled up?
Good morning, Stephen. The capacity with the new equipment and the new production line going in is quite significant. It actually will increase by 50%. In our height in the CEM division, we created around £9 million worth of revenue, and we can see this going up to £14–15 million of revenue with this new equipment being installed.
Has the SMT line already increased operational efficiency within the division?
It has, yeah. It's got the old machines and the current lines we've got 6 heads on them. As they pick and place the components, this has 12. So efficiency is increasing, which is great to see. But also more accurate. With having 12 heads, the accuracy is really important. So what we're providing is better product coming out of our facility. And this is what we're pushing for: better quality, better service, and also increasing revenue with our partners.
I mean, given that the partner is a large global company, does the partnership have the opportunity to rapidly grow, Simon?
I believe it does. The client is part of a group which turns over 12 billion a year. They're the leaders in access and intelligent security systems around the world, dealing in over 70 countries. So we've got a good scope with a new client. This is a new client for us. And that's our key goal, is to increase new customers coming on board in key sectors to expand our group.
Well, what markets are you currently seeing similar demand in?
As you know, we're really focused, and we announced only a few weeks ago, in healthcare and medical. So we're really focusing on those markets, and we see that growing. And also defence. You hear an awful lot about defence currently, and we know that there's a new budget going to be released. It might not be what the department wants, but it's still, however, going to be released, and there's going to be more spending on defence. And what that relates to us is being ready, making sure we've got a facility which is ready for this work, because there's going to be a lot more UK manufacturers involved in these contracts, and we want to be leading one of those key markets and the key areas in one of the product ranges.
How does the partnership align with the CEM division's wider strategy, Simon?
Well, as you know, we're all key about, increasing revenue. We've got a 5-year plan to get that to 40–50 circa £1 million. And to do that, we need all our 3 divisions growing in revenue, but more importantly, making sure the margins are growing with that, so that we can become more cash generative and profitable as we move forward. And we're seeing that in contract electronics manufacturing as a return to UK manufacturing, but also we're seeing it in AgTech as food security becomes more important around the world with the uncertainty. And I think we'll hear a lot more about that towards the end of the year. And also in passive fire protection, there's a need to get these buildings in the UK compliant, and we're seeing a big push for that, and that's increasing as well. So it's all part of our 3 divisions portfolio, selling technology into these sectors, growing revenue, improving profitability and margin, so that we've got a really good, consistent group and getting a good return for investors.
You're just back from a trade show in Amsterdam. What sort of interest are you seeing in your technology, Simon?
We're really seeing a move to more modern technology in AgTech, where I think we always had modern machinery and tractors. We're now seeing more automation. We're seeing more software. We're seeing more controlled environment. So that means making sure you can control your environment and understand what your plants and what crops you're growing requires, so that you have to put less inputs. There's very traditional market where all the inputs were put on traditionally all over the plant, regardless if it required it or not. And what we're seeing now is we need to actually control those inputs to reduce those costs so farmers can be more profitable, but also increase the yields as demand increases.
Well, Simon, I hope you'll continue to keep us updated on your progress. Thank you very much for speaking with us today.
Thank you, Stephen.
Simon Deacon, the CEO of Light Science Technologies.